If you thought my last point was unexpected, just wait. We're just getting started. Now, we all love a good space battle. The roar of engines, the blur of laser fire, the rush of near misses. What if we amped it up? What if we put these iconic ships and villains into the hands of visionary directors known for genres outside sci-fi? Buckle up, because we're taking a detour off the beaten path of lightsabers and the Force. Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 directors who could redefine Star Wars from the cockpit. No. 6. David Fincher. Known for mind-bending thrillers like Gone Girl and The Social Network. Why he's our pick. Fincher excels at building suspense, keeping us on the edge of our seats. Imagine that in a Star Wars film. Now imagine Darth Vader breathing down your neck. But instead of a dark hallway, it's inside an X-Wing. What if the Death Star escape wasn't a mad dash, but a cat-and-mouse game where every twist and turn felt like it could end the mission? Fincher would bring a psychological edge, making the enemy not just a physical threat, but a haunting presence that lingers long after the dogfights are done. No. 5. Quentin Tarantino is known for Pulp Fiction, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood directing. Tarantino has a knack for dialogue, blending genres, and delivering unforgettable characters. Picture this. A ragtag squad of rogues caught in a high-stakes mission, complete with witty banter and a non-linear storyline. Then add a dash of space opera and a generous helping of laser fire. Tarantino would infuse Star Wars with his signature style, making it a space western with plenty of fistfights, fast-paced monologues, and maybe even a musical number or two. Wouldn't want to see Han Solo break into a tap routine while dodging TIE fighters. Number 6. Zhang. Known for spy thrillers like Tinker, Tailor, Soldier Spy, and The Night Manager. Why he's our pick. Law understands the art of secrets, betrayals, and moral ambiguities. Imagine a Star Wars film where the lines between good and evil aren't so clear, where the hero might have a shady past, or the villain might have a tragic backstory. Law would bring a level of sophistication and intrigue that could make a Star Wars film feel like a James Bond adventure with lightsabers, talking double agents, hidden identities, and plot twists that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the galaxy far, far away. No. 3. Christopher Nolan. Known for mind-bending blockbusters like Inception, Interstellar, and the Dark Knight trilogy. Why? He's our pick. Nolan pushes the boundaries of storytelling and special effects. Just imagine the possibilities if he took the controls of a Star Wars film. We're talking complex narratives, stunning visuals, and an immersive experience that will leave you questioning reality. Nolan would take us on a mind-bending journey through space and time. We'd ponder the nature of existence while watching TIE fighters streak across the screen. And don't forget the Hans Zimmer score, which would make every moment feel epic and unforgettable. No. 2. David O. Russell. Known for Hustle and Flow, Silver Linings, Playbook, and American Hustle. Why he's our pick? Russell excels at ensemble casts and character-driven narratives. Imagine a Star Wars film with a focus on the human element, where the action is balanced by strong performances and witty dialogue. Russell would assemble a stellar cast and have them deliver snappy one-liners while dodging laser fire. We're talking fast-paced editing, quirky characters, and plot twists that will keep you guessing until the very end. And finally, at no one, Steven Spielberg. Need I say more? Known for Jaws, E.T., and countless other iconic films, Spielberg is a master storyteller who can make us laugh, cry, and scream in equal measure. Imagine if he took the helm of a Star Wars film. We're talking heart-pounding action, stunning visuals, and characters that will stay with us long after the credits roll. Spielberg would bring his trademark blend of adventure, humor, and heart to the galaxy far, far away. He'd make us root for the underdog, laugh at the robots, and gasp at the special effects. In short, he'd remind us why we fell in love with Star Wars in the first place. There you have it, folks. Our list of the top 10 directors who could redefine Star Wars from the cockpit. Who do you think should take the controls of a Starfighter movie? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that hyperdrive on the like button. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the stars. Until next time, may the Force be with you. From the ashes of the legendary Rogue Squadron, a new generation of pilots rises to take on the Galactic Empire. We've seen the fighter pilots of Star Wars in Rogue One, Rogue Squadron, and even briefly in Solo. But what if there was a whole movie dedicated to these elite soldiers of fortune? What if there was a movie about their trials, losses, triumphs, and camaraderie? What if it was a great movie? Well, here are 7 directors who could make that dream a reality. It's 10 Patty Jenkins. The director of the recent WW8 for certainly knows how to helm female-led superhero narratives, and she could totally bring that experience to bear on a squad of elite starfighter pilots. Now, yes, there have been female starfighter pilots before. Absolutely. Kelly Marie Trans-Rose Tico in The Last Jedi deserved so much better than the mess that was The Rise of Skywalker. And we know there are plenty more in the expanded universe. But seeing a full movie dedicated to these women and their experiences would be incredible. Just imagine a Patty Jenkins' directed Star Wars film complete with space battles, lightsaber duels, and maybe even a cameo from an old friend. I'm looking at you, Gal Gadot. No, 9 Patty Jenkins. Now, obviously, we would love to see more representation. What better way to do that than with a Patty Jenkins-helmed rogue squadron? Patty Jenkins knows how to deliver powerful performances from her leading ladies. And the addition of badass space battles would just be the cherry on top. She could deliver both an exciting space adventure as well as a thought-provoking commentary on gender roles and expectations. Just look at her previous work. Now, imagine that same level of quality and impact in the Star Wars universe. It would be groundbreaking. Number 8, Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi is known for injecting humor into even the darkest of narratives. And a Rogue Squadron movie would provide the perfect opportunity to showcase that talent. His unique brand of comedy mixed with the high-octane action of a fighter pilot flick could be a winning combination. Plus, Taika's experience directing both Thor and Jojo Rabbit proves that he can handle big budgets and complex action sequences with ease. Imagine a Rogue Squadron movie with a lighthearted tone, witty banter, and maybe even a few musical numbers. It might just be the breath of fresh air that the franchise needs. No. 7. Christopher Nolan. Long shot. Maybe, but imagine it. Christopher Nolan directing a Star Wars Starfighter movie. It's not just a film, that's a theatrical event. From Interstellar to Dunkirk, Nolan has proven he can shoot vehicles in motion like nobody else. He makes machines feel like living characters. Heavy, dangerous, beautiful. In Dunkirk, he told 3 parallel stories: land, sea, air, and made the dogfights some of the most intense ever put to screen, often with no dialogue at all. Now imagine that same approach applied to X-Wings, TIE fighters, and new galactic tech. He's obsessed with practical effects and IMAX visuals, which means this Star Wars movie wouldn't just be flashy CGI, it would feel real. You'd feel the vibrations in the theater. You'd feel the stakes, the silence, the explosion after the breath. But it wouldn't stop at visuals. Nolan thrives on structure and theme, time, identity, consequence. He could reframe the starfighter genre with non-linear storytelling, fractured perspectives, or even a ticking clock war narrative set entirely in the skies above a crumbling planet. And let's be honest, a Nolan Star Wars film would break the internet, sell out IMAX theaters for weeks, and maybe, just maybe, make Star Wars feel like cinema again. Number 6. Zack Snyder. No. Say what you want. Snyder knows how to craft a mythos. From 300 to Watchmen to Rebel Moon, he's a world builder with a signature style. Dark, operatic, larger than life. And while Rebel Moon was his answer to not getting to direct a Star Wars film, imagine if he actually got the real thing. Not just Jedi, not just politics. A Starfighter movie, but filtered through his gritty, stylized lens. Picture this: slow-motion cockpit shots, blaster bolts frozen midair, pilot walking away from a burning hangar in silhouette. His Starfighter battles wouldn't just be fast, they'd be poetic mayhem. Every frame a poster. Every explosion, a visual beat in a mythological symphony. And while critics are divided on Snyder fans, they show up, they're loyal, they make hashtags trend worldwide. He also understands ensemble storytelling. Give him a rogue squad of pilots, each with a code name, a tragic past, and a unique ship, and he'll turn them into legends. Make Guardians of the Galaxy, but grimmer, bloodier, and with operatic self-importance. And let's face it, he has already built his own Star Wars-like universe with Rebel Moon, but under the official Lucasfilm banner, with real X-Wings, real TIEs, and full canon access. He could create the most visually distinct Star Wars film ever. No. 5. Alfonso. The man who gave us Children of Men and Gravity knows how to turn science fiction into raw human survival. Doesn't just direct action, he immerses you in it. His long takes, handheld intensity, and near-suffocating realism make you feel like you're inside the chaos, not just watching it. Take Gravity, for example. That film made you feel alone in space, helpless, weightless, desperate. Now imagine that emotional intensity applied to a Star Wars Starfighter pilot trapped behind enemy lines. Low on fuel, dodging debris, and haunted by loss, as a gift for grounding the fantastical in reality. He doesn't rely on over-explaining. He lets the visuals and the characters do the work. In Children of Men, he told a dystopian story that felt uncomfortably close to home. In a Star Wars context, that could mean a more mature, grounded perspective. A war film with sci-fi layers. His use of long tracking shots could redefine how we experience starfighter battles. Instead of rapid cuts, imagine a continuous shot from inside the cockpit through the heat of battle, across an exploding fleet, all without blinking. The kind of tension that keeps your lungs tight. Bring emotional weight to every mission, every loss, every choice. His Star Wars film wouldn't just entertain, it would linger with you. And coming in at no one, the creative powerhouse duo known as the Daniels. These guys blew our minds with Everything Everywhere All at Once. A multiversal martial arts film with googly eyes shouldn't have worked. But somehow, it became one of the most emotionally powerful and inventive movies of the decade. Now imagine that kind of creativity unleashed in the Star Wars universe. The Daniels specialize in chaos, but it's controlled chaos. Their stories are wild, unpredictable, and often ridiculous, until they suddenly become heartbreaking. They know how to balance absurdity with sincerity. And in a galaxy that has everything from lightsabers to droids to talking slugs, that balance is priceless. Picture a Starfighter movie where each pilot has their own quirky, tragic, or surreal arc. A battle through hyperspace that shifts perspectives, warps visuals, or breaks the rules of time and space, but always comes back to human emotion, because that's their real superpower, making the weird feel deeply relatable. They were also experts at visual storytelling on a budget, and giving them a Star Wars-sized toolbox could result in something truly groundbreaking. Experimental camera work, bold editing, storytelling that doesn't play it safe. And most importantly, the Daniels would bring fresh energy to the Star Wars brand, something unexpected, irreverent, and yet completely honest. They wouldn't just direct a Starfighter movie. They'd tear it apart and rebuild it into something we didn't know we needed, but wouldn't stop talking about. WrestleMania 41 is shaping up to be a massive event, and we re-here with 2 huge dream matches that could make this card. We also have some news regarding Money in the Bank and Fastlane. So let's talk about it. Number 2, Cody Rhodes vs. Randy Orton. This one cuts deep. Long before Cody Rhodes finished the story at WrestleMania 40, he was just a rising second-generation star under the wing of Randy Orton. As part of Legacy, Orton mentored Cody, taught him the game, the politics, the violence. But that mentorship came with mind games, manipulation, and scars that never fully healed. Now, the tables have turned. Cody is the undisputed WWE champion, the face of the company, people's hero, the man who completed a journey no one thought possible, and Randy Orton. He's back from injury as sharp as ever, but no longer the future. He is the hunter, watching the man he once created stand on top of the mountain he once ruled. This match would be soaked in history, tension, and unspoken emotion. It's not just about gold, it's about pride, about the student proving he surpassed the master. Or the legend reminding everyone that experience always wins. Let's not forget, Orton is dangerous, always calculating, is always waiting for the perfect moment to strike. One RKO and the entire narrative could shift in an instant. Cody vs. Orton would be a technical masterclass, a psychological battle, one of the most emotionally loaded showdowns WWE could deliver. A story 15 years in the making, finally coming full circle under the brightest lights in the industry. No one. Seth Rollins vs. Roman Reigns. This isn't just a dream match. This is the match. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Brothers turned rivals, as architects of their own legacies, forever linked by the Shield and forever divided by destiny. Since their split, both men have carved out Hall of Fame-level careers. Roman became the tribal chief, rewriting the definition of dominance with a record-breaking title reign. Seth became the visionary, carrying the company night after night as world heavyweight champion. The workhorse, the show stealer, the soul of WWE. But through it all, one truth remained. Rollins is the one man Roman has never truly conquered. No clean victories, no definitive end. Every time they've clashed, it's ended in chaos. It's in controversy, in unfinished business. WrestleMania 41 could be the final chapter. Imagine the atmosphere, the weight of their shared history, the promos filled with real emotion, real resentment. Seth claiming Roman ran from him, Roman claiming Seth was always second best. It's more than titles, more than pride. It's legacy versus legacy. The face of the company versus the man who kept it alive. And when that bell rings, it won't just be a match. It will be a war. A main event worthy of closing out WrestleMania. Story 10 years in the making, finally reaching its breaking point. This could be the ultimate collision, Shield's final reckoning, and the biggest match WWE can put on in 2025. Before we wrap up, here's your Money in the Bank update. There were rumors circulating that the winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match would get a title shot at either Backlash or the debut pay-per-view, Night of Champions. However, according to the latest news, it seems that Damian Priest will be cashing in his Money in the Bank contract at Fastlane, challenging the winner of the Seth Rollins vs AJ Styles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And lastly, Fastlane is now officially confirmed to take place on October. If you're hungry for even more wrestling content, check out our channel. We've got daily videos, including wrestling news updates, top 10 lists, and all the latest on everything else going on in the world of professional wrestling. Thanks for watching. See you there.